Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. In this update, we are going to check out Polkadot's price chart, and what we talked about in the previous video, I'm going to argue pretty much played out. Because if you remember, the last time that we were here, I think we were right around specifically this area, and the idea was that, well, okay, we do have 5 wave up, followed by quite a slow and choppy move on the downside. So one way or the other, seems like in Polkadot, we are going to have a continuation of this move up in order to take this high by the first target. And from this point, we got, let's say, like a 10-11% move on the upside, which is not that bad. However, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't really care about this move specifically. What I really care about is this. Is this thing actually a bullish setup or not? And if you want to think like that, well, okay, I guess your options are narrowed to maybe two different counts. Scenario number one suggests that we are having in here from the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. And here's a key point: you cannot really say that this is going to be an impulsive structure due to the fact that now we are clearly having overlapping of the waves between our supposedly wave 4 and 2. So this is narrowing your option to either an expanding leading diag or maybe a leading diagonal in form of a wedge. And which scenario is happening, that depends on the size of the waves. Let's just, excuse me, measure the height of our supposedly wave 3 from this point to about here and compare it to this wave. As you can see, by a decent margin, wave 3 is bigger than our wave 1. So this means that your wave 4 should be quite a bit bigger than wave 2. And then before we take this important low, we are going to have another huge move up into wave 5, which is actually going to be the biggest wave in this structure. Now, can we have another count? The answer is yes. And again, you really cannot ignore the fact that we are having in here overlapping of the waves between this move and also this one, since it is so clear. So if you want to be bullish, then I guess in another count, you can say we are having a series of 1-2s, because I think there is no denying the fact that this is a beautiful 5 wave up. So maybe it's going to be into a wave 1, followed by a correction for 2. And then guess what? We're going to have good move up into wave 3, 4, 5, which on a higher degree is going to be into this wave 3 correction for another move on the upside into wave 5. So in Polkadot, if we want to remain optimistic in the short term, and we want to specifically say that we have hit the low of our correction right at this point around $3.4, then okay, absolutely fair enough. Under any kind of circumstances, we should not go down and take this important low right in here around $3.6. Okay, as long as we are not doing that, we can say maybe a 1-2 scenario is happening, meaning the next move is going to be a big one up. Now, what if we do want to go down and we are going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to take this important slope all the way down here? Well, at that point, I think you should probably count number one on a continuation of this phase down in order to most likely take the lowest low in here as well, about $3.4. And then you need to also argue that this is an ABC as opposed to an impulse, suggesting the bottom of our correction not only is not in yet, but also we can have like an ABC, which and for our C leg, we are going to go, let's say, quite a bit lower. But overall, I am going to argue in Polkadot, as long as we are not taking this low, the lowest one down here about $3, we should remain optimistic. And I do believe that we are having one way or the other some sort of a correction in here. It's just the fact that whether in the short term we have hit the low of it or not, that can be a little bit up for debate. So for now in Polkadot, all eyes should be on this important low around 3.6. If we take it, not necessarily an optimistic sign. If we are not going to take it, and for example from these areas, let's say we're going to have an ABC and then a very strong bounce, great sign. At that point, we are going to make new updates and see what are we doing. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Polkadot's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.